Alright, I'm going to do a little brief, hopefully, way to install this thing. So as you can see, I've got the lens out, the nozzle's not on it, and I got a piece of tape over the bottom, and I've pulsed it to where the red dot and everything basically are centered up. So you want this thing as vertical as possible. I'm going to take that tape off and slide this thing on. Good mother bolts, and get that tightened up. Now the black bolts that are on the bottom are also loosened up, so I've got the ability to move this thing around in both directions. Now when I install this other bolt, I'm going to snug things up, but not to the point where I can't just move it easily, but I don't want it to be, shimmying around, just shaking on its own. Just kind of snug. So I get all 4 of them, of the silver ones. Make sure that doesn't turn off. Set. Alright, so I can just kind of slide it, and then on the screen you can see how I can slide this other piece left and right, and then the main body front to back, right? So that's your adjustment points. I don't have the nozzle in it right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of tape under the thing, try to get a good impression, and then use my phone down here so I can see my red dot, and then just kind of line it up the best I can, right? Snug it down a little more. Alright. And then we'll install our lens. I'm going to throw the 2.5 back in. And then we can see that you can see how that red dances just a little bit. Based off of what I'm doing here, see if we can get that thing to focus on. Now I can move this back and forth as well to get it centered up. So I'm pretty dang close at that point, but I also want to get the 3mm nozzle installed back. So we're going to take that tape off. You have to lower down a little bit just to give your hand a little clearance. Now when you install this nozzle, these are plastic threads with metal threads, so you want to be gentle. This thing should thread in pretty easy, should not take a lot of effort, and if it is taking effort, you're probably cross-threaded. So what you really want to do is just back it out until it goes in easy by just with your thumb and finger. It's not supposed to be very, very tight to twist, and then once you get it snug, there's a little O-ring and everything, that should be good. This isn't your lug nuts on your tires. Then we put that tape back over there, press it in real nice, and you can start to see where the hole is and where that red dot is. And if I move, you can see the intensity change of where the center part is. So that's going to be the general idea. Then we'll take this out of the way. I'm going to use the screen to turn on the air pump, and then go back to the screen and the alignment screen. For these settings, I'm going to do 15% power, 100 millisecond pulse time, and then give it a pulse and see if it made it all the way through. And if it did make it all the way through, we'll pulse it again. Look at that, we kind of blocked the red dot, and there we go. So as you can see, I'm pretty much centered, right? So I'm done. The main thing is when I go to tighten this thing up, is to not move it around, right? So it's already kind of loose at this point, but as I tighten up, it may move, and that's where we just want to snug it up and check and adjust. So I'm going to take the tape off, and I'm going to lower down even further so I can get this wrench in there. And I'm going to start to snug up the lower black bolts. So that the XY direction doesn't move as much. But knowing that while I'm doing this, the position may have changed a little bit. So I need to go back and double check, right, before I really snug everything up. It's all four. It's got a little bit of wiggle room. If I have to drag it around, I can. So bring that back in. Put the tape back on it. Press it in there real nice. Move the phone out the way. We'll turn the air pump back on. Bolt it again. Put it in front. And then see where we're at. So now it looks like I'm a little off. So I'd want to adjust to the front a little bit, but I'm very, very close, right? Tighten up those black bolts. Loosen up my silver bolts a little bit. Put some tape back on there. Move out the way. Bolts. Check it, you know that I got to come just a little forward, so I just move it a little forward by hand. Put some more tape on it. Bolts. Lock the red dot. Move it a little more forward. Another piece of tape, which I'm just recycling here. Spot's so small, it's not like it matters that much. Bolt it again. Check it with the phone. Lock the red dot. Get in focus. So that's pretty dang close. So I'm going to tighten that thing up, and we're going to do some test runs. But it's very easy to adjust, using your phone to help you line it up. And you're pulsing. Now, with the bolt without this mirror 3 adjustment, you're going to have to adjust the nozzle to it, and your other alignment has to be good all the way to mirror 3. So very similar principles. It just takes a little time, a little bit of tape, and some pulsing. Hopefully this helps. Y'all let me know.